So this is a mini piece. I'm calling it mini because it's not really small, but it originated in Mexico in a huge installation called Rebosos. And I did it at a cultural center in Mexico, and I also printed all the pieces there. There were hundreds of pieces. These rebosos, which are the shawls that Mexican women wear and use, and they're almost like a symbol of Mexican women. And that was an installation that traveled throughout Mexico. To do that piece, I actually was drawing objects that belonged to women that I know, many of them older women, and many of the pieces were really old. So it was things like a friend's mother's braid from the 50s that had, you know, green and white and red ribbons hanging from it, or someone's comb, or someone I know's cleaning, the little brush that you clean in the kitchen with. Now, in this particular case, you only see the scissors and the hair and the combs, that area, but I did all kinds of domestic objects that were related to traditional women's work. You know, pots and pans and scissors and sewing things and needles and threads, yarn, bobby pins, the little things that you clean with, little things that they have in Mexico that you beat the chocolate with. But I was drawing the actual objects in people's kitchens, including some objects that belong to, you know, an 80-year-old friend's father, you know, so it really spanned generations. And they were all silk screened. After I drew them all, I did weeks of drawing, and then they were all I silk screened them all with the help of a printmaking studio in Mexico. And this is this great flocked paper that is dirt cheap in Mexico. It's like almost like paint on velvet paper. I love it. And the images were all silk screened, and these are the same images that were also on these rebosos that were hung throughout Mexico. And I had so many of them that here for this exhibit, I decided to sew them because I'm always doing the sewing, and just pin them in place in this structure that's already here. And for me, the pin is ubiquitous. It's the symbol of handwork and traditional women's work and sewing and all things, textiles and things like that. So I just filled the case with the pins. And this beautiful thread here is from one of the last mills in Paterson, New Jersey. So even though this is all about Mexico, I couldn't resist putting that little touch of, you know, the United States, the women textile workers here.